Hey guys, it's Jeff here. Welcome to the Legend of Grimrock 2. We're going to have a look at building the best party that we can. So we're going to start a new game here, and we are going to play on hard difficulty because I have won Legend of Grimrock the first game, and I wanted to have a bit more of a challenge. So we are going to play on hard difficulty, and obviously we're going to create the characters ourselves as well. I'll leave the remaining options unchecked there. But yeah, let's have a look at the character creation for Legend of Grimrock 2. Now there are a few new additions from the last game. Firstly, we have the Ratlings, which weren't in the first game, and they're quite an interesting character. They have low strength, plus dexterity, plus evasion, and an increased maximum load as well. And also they're immune to diseases, which may come in handy a bit later in the game. Now, as far as classes go, we have the Alchemist, which is quite an interesting character who can grow herbs in his inventory. So that is definitely something to be mindful of. We also have the farmer here as well, who doesn't increase experience by fighting and battle, but increases experience through eating things. So that's definitely a different challenge to have with the game. Now, as far as the party build, I was looking at having a Minotaur Barbarian at the front. So let's try this, a Minotaur. Now let's see, the Barbarian has plus 10 health per level, so it's got strong health, strong hit, gains plus 1 strength per level as well. And I think it may be a good fit for the front line there as a bit of a tank, hopefully with all that health, although we will definitely need to increase the protection as much as possible, because this game apparently is quite difficult, and the guys don't last too long on the front lines. So we're going to have a Minotaur Barbarian. He's got high strength, but which does increase his carrying capacity and his damage, although the strength, I think, doesn't increase the damage all that much. I think I heard it's like half a damage point per point of strength, which doesn't work out to be that much, especially when you're fighting creatures which may have 300 or 400 health or even more. So it's not all that great, but yeah, I think probably a more important feature is actually the accuracy and how often they hit. You definitely want you guys hitting as much as possible, and if they do a little bit less damage, then it doesn't matter so much, as long as they're accurate and they get as many criticals as they can. So this is actually determined by dexterity. So as you can see, the Minotaur has quite low dexterity. So what we're going to do is we're going to buff up his dexterity as much as we can. We're going to go 10 there, and willpower 8. Now willpower isn't really used, well, it is used by everyone, I should say, but it's used primarily by wizards, mages, but it also is used for the special attacks of your characters. So yeah, so that is just something to bear in mind. So everybody has an energy level, not only the mages. Now for this Minotaur Barbarian, we're going to call him Brutus. Brutus the Barbarian. Brutus the Barbarian, the Minotaur. We're going to give him a couple of traits here. Now we will give him the aggressive trait, gives him damage plus 4, which is let me just have a look here. Muscular is strength plus 2, so that's an additional 1 damage. Headhunter gives strength plus 1 for each skull carried. I'm still thinking what I might do is give him aggressive here for plus 4 damage, and the reason for that is because the Headhunter ability, he'll need to have at least maybe 5 or 6 skulls to be equivalent to the aggressive trait, and I'm just not sure how quickly he's going to be able to do that. So I figure I might as well give him aggressive, and he'll get that buff, that bonus for the entire game from the very beginning to the end. I think that's probably a good way to do it. Now I'm also going to give him martial training, which gives him accuracy plus 7. So he's going to hit Yeah, we're going to give him martial training, so he's going to have accuracy +7, so hopefully he's going to be hitting fairly often as well. Now, as far as the skills go, as you can see, there are quite a large list of skills here. We don't need to worry about any of the mage skills here. I do want to give him, let's see, I'm going to give him light weapon skill. I may move into heavy weapons a little bit later, but I'm not exactly sure what weapons we're going to find during the game. So I'm going to give him light weapons, and we will be giving him accuracy as well. So let's give him accuracy as well. There we go, light weapons plus accuracy. So he's got accuracy of 17, and that is it for Brutus the Barbarian. Now, beside Brutus on the front line, we are going to have a Battlemage. It's going to be a lizard, a Battlemage. I'm going to call him Lisser. Let's make him a lizard. Now, lizards have bonus to their dexterity, and they have a resist all of 25%, which I think is pretty cool. So obviously, he'll be a little bit more accurate with the dexterity. The willpower is down a little bit, so he won't have as many energy points. So we can always buff that up a little bit, but he is kind of fairly all-around attributes for the Lizardman there. Now we're going to give him a few traits here. We can give him the Demon Ancestor, is resist fire, the Endure elements, which is resist all plus 25%, which would be pretty cool. They also have the special ability of fast metabolism, which regenerates health and energy 30% faster. But it obviously increases his food intake as well. So I think we may give him fast metabolism. I think it's probably worthwhile. Hopefully there'll be a lot of food out there that we can eat. And I will actually give him... I'm going to give him Endure the Elements, which is resist all plus 25%. So we'll see how we go with that. Now I wouldn't mind buffing up his energy a little bit. Can we get him up to 13 is the max for him, and we still have 5 health points left. He is going to be on the front lines as well. So let's give him dexterity to 14, and vitality 12, strength 11. So he's still kind of a jack of all trades, kind of there with the attributes, but dexterity is up a little bit, which should increase his accuracy. Now we do want this guy working with the air magic. I think air magic is the electric shocks and things like that. And again, I'm not exactly sure what spells, what scrolls we're going to find as we play along with this game. But I will give him air magic just to see how we go, and we'll also give him. Now, is a staff a heavy weapon? I think a staff is a heavy weapon, so we can give him heavy weapons, or we can give him concentration. Let's give him concentration for the time being, and we'll see how we go. So we have the Lizardman fighter, we have Brutus the Barbarian. These two are going to be on the front lines, and on the back we're going to have a Ratling. I think the Ratlings are quite interesting characters. Now, one of the new things about Legend of Grimrock 2 is that certain classes will increase their traits when you give them certain types of food. So we have the Lizardmen. They get traits when they eat turtle eggs. They have to eat a few of them, but eventually they will gain a new trait if they eat turtle eggs. The Ratlings get new traits when they eat a certain amount of cheese, and the Insectoids need to eat spiked fruit, but we'll get to the Insectoid in a second. Right now we're going to have a look at this Ratling. We're going to call him what should we call the Ratling? I have no idea what we're going to call the Ratling. Pazard. No, not Pazard. Anyway, it doesn't matter what we call him. We're going to Ratling. Let's see. Now we are going to make him a rogue, so that he is good with ranged weapons. He can dual wield. Now, one good thing about this game is that you can actually use close weapons from the back line if you have the melee. Where are we here? Where are we? Missile weapons, throwing weapons, firearm accuracy, critical, armor, dodge. Okay, yeah, here we are. Accuracy. Accuracy increases your accuracy by 10 for each skill point. At second skill level, you can perform melee attacks from the back row. So definitely we're going to give this this guy accuracy. Once he gets one more skill point, he can attack from the back row with melee attacks, which I think is really cool. So let's call this guy Rastan, the Ratling Rogue. Now we're going to give him alchemy as well, I think, just so he can craft potions with the mortar and pestle. So we'll give him alchemy. Actually, I kind of want to... Yeah, let's give him accuracy and we'll start off with throwing, and we will move into alchemy once we're playing the game. I'm not sure, because we probably won't come across potions straight off. So yeah, we'll give him throwing and accuracy. Now, as far as attributes go for the Ratling the Rogue, as I mentioned earlier, the strength doesn't affect the damage done all that much. Dexterity increases the accuracy. Vitality and willpower as well, so for the energy. So once again, we're going to make him dexterity up to 14, and we're going to bring up strength to 10 there. So we'll see how this goes. The traits for the Ratling. Now, Ratlings have a interesting trait here. They have mutation. So when he gains a new level, one of the attribute scores will increase by 1, which I think is really cool. So we are going to give him the mutation there, and he probably will go up 10 or 15 levels. I'm not sure, which means his attributes are going to increase, 10 or 15 times, which I think is pretty awesome. Okay, now for his other ability, we're also going to give him something that's going to help with his accuracy. Would be great. Melee attacks. He may be using predominantly ranged weapons, but he may switch though, depending on how the battle goes. Endurance increases carrying capacity. Evasive, evasion +5, damage +4. Energy, we have agile, which has dexterity +2. Health +20 was tough. I think we might give him this guy protection. Let's give him protection, and see if we can beef up his protection. And lastly, we are going to have the Battle Wizard. I think we may change this guy to an Insectoid. Now, Insectoids have strength +1 and willpower +2, I think, which is good for a frontline guy. So yeah, we're gonna have to change his traits now. But the Insectoid has Quick, which decreases the cooldown period, and Chitin Armour as well, which gains protection +10. So definitely I'm going to give him Chitin Armour because he is on the front line, which gives him protection +10. And we will also give him... We'll give him martial training, actually, for accuracy +7. Okay, and lastly, we are going to have the Lizardman, and he is going to be a wizard. Now, the Lizardmans have resist all +25%, which is what I was using before. We're also going to give him endure the elements for another +25% resist all. And we're going to give him fast metabolism, so that's what we're doing there. Now we're going to buff up his his willpower there, and his strength, vitality, and vitality. Okay, so we have the wizard Lizardman, and now we're going to call him Lissa the Lizardman, and the Insectoid is going to be let's see, what's a good name for an Insectoid? Harak. Jimbo the Third. I don't know why I'm calling him Jimbo the Third, but there you go. Concentration and air magic. Jimbo the Third, the the Insectoid, and Lissa the Lizard. Wizard, we are focusing this guy on fire magic and concentration as well, so that's the way it's going to go. Now, I'm not exactly sure how well this party is going to play. Hopefully I have put a bit of thought into it, so hopefully it is going to go fairly well. And as I said, I have played through the first Legend of Grimrock, so I'm not exactly sure what all of the changes are in this game, but I think this party should do okay. We have Brutus the Minotaur Barbarian with light weapons and accuracy. He's aggressive with martial training. We have Jimbo the Third, an Insectoid fighter with Chitin armor and martial training for accuracy once more. He's a... Sorry, he's not a fighter. He's a Battlemage. What am I doing? Yeah, the Insectoid Battlemage with concentration and air magic. We have Rastan the Ratling Rogue with Mutation and natural armor. He has throwing and accuracy. And he's also going to get into alchemy a little bit later as well. And we have Lissa the Lizardman Wizard, who's focusing on fire magic and concentration. He has endure elements with plus 25% resist all and a fast metabolism for increased regeneration rates. So this is the basic party we're going to go with. Let's get into the game and see how we go.